G'day playmates, and welcome to another Harmer vid on DCS World, concentrating on the Hornet. This is a short startup video. The reason why I'm putting this up is that I've watched a number of startup videos from people like Wags and Chuck, especially Chuck's guide, and I've basically noticed that you're sort of going all over the place, all over the cockpit to start the Hornet up. So I'm presenting to you the Harmer Speedy Start, which obviously I'll explain through. Now, you can get this startup, complete startup for a Hornet, down to easily less than 10 minutes, but I'm going to do this slowly so that you know exactly what's going on. So, instant action on the Gulf map, Hornet cold and dark. So let's get in. Okay, this is how I've approached it. Basically what I've got is around about a dozen key routines that will basically get the Hornet into a situation where I can do my favorite thing, which is logically and sequentially working from the back of the left part of the cockpit through up to the left front, to the center front, down to the center right, and then ultimately to the end right. Okay, so the main routines are obviously battery on, APU on. Next, we're looking for a green light so that we can start the right engine up. Reason why we start the right engine up is the right engine is responsible for powering most of the hydraulics. Okay, there's the light. Starting up the right engine, and what we're looking for is at least 20% RPM on the right engine. Okay, that is good to go. Right throttle open. Okay, next is to get the information displays up and running. Left DDI on, right DDI on. Center section I like to be bright. You can already see that the radio's coming up. The HUD. Bring that up. And the MFCD at the bottom, bring that up as well. Okay, next is the bleed air, counterclockwise, 360 degrees. There it is. Click once, twice, 3, 4 times for 360 degrees. Okay, next is the insertional navigation, which we need to set to either carrier or ground, and that will do its thing. Take a little while to be up and running. I'm just going to change this display to HSI. Okay, I'm going to stop that blinking there, and then I'm going to hit the master caution twice. So actually, before I do that, let's bring up the flight control system. Okay, and as you can see, it's put all the information down at the bottom there. Okay, now that we've done that, we're ready to start the left engine. There we go, left engine. Again, looking for 20% plus. Yeah, ready to go. Left throttle. Okay. Now the next thing is the bit test. Hit that to go into the bit test. So essentially what this requires is this switch and then pressing that. I've got this switch bound to my Warthog, so I can just do that and hold it there and then hit that, and now we're in test. And as you can see, yep, flight controls are testing themselves and moving themselves. Alright, now we've got the main things up and running. The next thing now is to logically just run from left to right. So, oxygen on. If I'm using carrier, then TACAN volume up. I like to have the RWR volume not blasting my eardrums out, so I'm going to turn that down as the warnings as well. Okay. Next, I'm going to hit the FCS reset. I'm going to press the takeoff trim, and then going to switch on the position lights and the formation lights. Move forwards, and then hook bypass is going to be set to field. We're not on the carrier. Taxi light on. Check the launch bars retracted, and then flaps to half. Anti-skid should be on, yeah, which it is. Handbrake will do later. Okay, next up I would switch on my stores, and if I was carrying ground munition, I'd be doing the programming there, but I don't have that, so I'm just basically going to set the left DDI to the early warning. Okay, next up is bingo fuel. I'm going to set that to 6,000 pounds. Okay, normally I'd have some bags of fuel underneath here. Okay, center console. Next, I'd be basically doing the radio menus here. Okay, altimeter to radar. That's particularly important for carrier. And then that gets set to barometer after you've got above 5,000 feet or so. Okay, down here next is the RWR. Switch that on. ECM to receive, and set the countermeasures to on. Okay, here we're gonna switch that to radar, and then we're going to do the analog instruments. First of all, uncaging the HSI, and then setting the analog altimeter to whatever the QFE gives you. I'll just zero that out for the moment. Okay, next up is the radar altimeter, which I normally set to 800 feet. Normally you set it sorry, for 80 feet. Normally you set it for around about 200 for air bases. Then I would do my unfolding of the wings if I was on a carrier, but I'm not. So next is arm the ejection seat and tighten the straps, and then we're nearly done. I'm gonna switch the mode switch to the middle. I'm gonna bring up the console lights. You can see them coming up now. The instrument lights, and also the warning and caution lights I'm going to max out. Okay, radar to operate. Check our insert navigational, yep, is okay and good to go. We can now switch that to navigation. Then the last thing is to close the canopy. And there you have it. The only thing left to do then is to taxi out and do a few bits and pieces. What I do like to do is I normally set my radar to 80 miles out. I like to remove the center bar and declutter it, which does that, and then I will go to the HSI data and aircraft, and the bitchin' Betty bitches at 5,000 feet. I'm going to clear that and I'm going to enter 500. So I will get the audio warning of 500 feet. Okay, back to radar, and that is it. Handbrake off. You'd contact the airbase for taxi out, but anyway, away we go. Okay, hope that's been useful to you. Thanks for watching. If you can, as I say, if you can find a faster way of expediting this, then please, by all means, let me know. Until next time, I'll catch you later. Cheers, bye.